Hey guys, it's show and tell. I think I'd like to show a few things on my phone, so let me go ahead and grab it. So, I was browsing through Twitter and I discovered a few posts, and I'd like to read them to you because they're a little concerning. If you don't know who Simi is, she is, I believe, a Nigerian artist that has been making a few posts in the past, and I'd like to address these posts. She was 23 at the time of these posts, and I'd like to talk about them. So let's go to the first one. As a family, I didn't know a 16-year-old boy is this good. I can't feel my legs. I love to kiss the kids at my mom's daycare. They're super adorable and I'm crazy about them. David has a crush on me. He keeps come close, acting like he wanna lock lips, and then he puts his head on my lap. Should I give him a chance? P.S. He's 4. Not really sure how to take this last one here. I wonder if anyone's ever used breast milk to bake a cake before. I don't. They have, by the way. Now, obviously, you might want some context behind this. I'd like to give you some context, so I'm going to give you some context. I'm going to read her explanation for what she posted, and I'm just going to let you interpret it as you wish to, and I'm going to give my thoughts. But I want you to give me your thoughts before I say my thoughts. So I'm going to read this. Then you pause the video, then give me your thoughts, then I'm going to give my thoughts, okay? Here we go. I haven't been on Twitter today, but someone's brought a few of my old tweets to my attention, and I can't not address it. 14 years ago, I was 23, so I was definitely not a child. I'm not here to make excuses because I don't have anything to make excuses for. What I can't let anyone do is twist my story to fit false narratives. Ooh, okay, that's good. So we got some good answers coming up, and this is gonna be great. Maybe something happened there, who knows, we'll see. In 2012, I lived and helped out at my mom's daycare while I was hustling my music. I tweeted everything that happened in my life, as we all did at the time. I didn't. I don't know about that. I didn't tweet everything that happened in my life in 2012. I definitely didn't, but to each their own. Anyways, kids can be mischievous. Okay? Alright? I'm not liking how this is going so far. If a child did something I found funny, I tweeted about it. Kids are cute and lovable. I want to hug, kiss, and cuddle them. I tweet about it. Nothing I tweeted was from perversion. Alright, so, interesting. Considering the nature of the tweets, I feel as though maybe I don't joke about that at all in that way. I don't know. I just don't joke like that. I was not famous, so maybe if I was, I would have understood that anything is open to whatever interpretation, including being used falsely by a faceless mob. Okay. Now, that is a very real issue, but I think this is a little bit different because you were actively talking about a 16-year-old boy and not feeling your legs. So, let's just keep going. I've never been depraved in my life. Don't know about that. You can retweet all the tweets in the world about me loudly crushing on people I admired or being a cheeky young woman. I wasn't trying to hide it because I don't have anything to hide. Okay, cool. My team has been deleting some of my tweets because of how sensitive it is for my family. To be honest, I did not want to. Okay. I have spoken against R-word and assault even before you knew I existed. It's not a costume I'm wearing, it's who I am. I've never claimed to be perfect. I've never claimed to know anything. I said stop R-wording women. I stand by it. So, now this is very important. Last sentence there. Want to point that out. Now, you can give me your thoughts first. Give me your thoughts. Now, she said stop R-wording women. Cool. Very fun. Gotcha. I'm saying R-wording because I want to stay monetized. What about little boys? Because you only talked about little boys, right? Is that important? I agree with your stance. I agree with your statement. I 100% agree. We got to stop doing that to women. 100%. What about little boys? Because, I don't know, you really were about little boys. It's like you really liked it a lot. You were obsessed with it for some reason. I don't know what that was about, but I got to talk about it. Can we talk about it? Because whole thing's insane. Whole situation's insane. There is a conversation to be had about how women get away with assault. There's a situation that happened recently that I'm going to talk about in a later video about how I believe it's the Shay Frost got assaulted by a woman and nobody cares about it. There is no version of this where the content of these posts is okay. There's no parallel universe, no alternate timeline. This is the one timeline. Okay, Doctor Strange. No generous writing. No, if you squint hard enough, you might be able to interpret something differently. Nope, this is insane. This is voyeurism. This is flippant. This is suggestive language about children, and it's insane. I don't know what's going on here. I don't know who's performing the mental gymnastics required to explain it away. Not sure why she didn't just directly address, or at least, I don't know. It's insane. She did directly address it, but she's kind of explaining it away, saying, well, it's just a faceless mob trying to put me to some narrative that I'm not doing. No, dude, you admitted you actually admitted you made the tweets. You literally admitted those were your tweets. You admitted what you said exactly bar for bar. You didn't even make any excuses. That's disgusting. It's what it is. Talking about children in those ways is crazy. It's not misunderstood humor. It's not cute. It's strange. It's not a different time with different standards that we're too woke to understand what it was like. It's just gross. Right? Am I crazy? Am I crazy? I feel like I'm crazy because people are defending her. Full stop. End of sentence. It's crazy. And the fact that people feel the need to over-explain, to contextualize, to write paragraphs about why it might not be that bad. Something's wrong. Something is wrong. Something is very wrong. You don't need intent to feel disgust, right? You don't need to go on trial and have all this evidence and go into a courtroom and this is basic social boundaries, right? I don't need malice to realize that something is deeply and fundamentally inappropriate. And I'm the guy that tries to understand everything. I can't understand this that I don't understand, man. Did I miss something? I must have missed something, right? You ever have an uncle that casually talks about the niece or the cousin and says, oh, she a fast one, she fast, something that variety, or something about how 13-year-old girls are fast, or how they gotta stop their fastness and it's this language used to justify the predatory nature of older people and put it on the responsibility of the child. It's a little bit strange, right? It's casual. It's where casualness is the tell. When somebody talks loosely about children in ways that should never cross an adult mind, right? When they come without hesitation, that's when it gets disgusting, right? And I know that a lot of people are saying nowadays, well, there's a lot of people that are upset when a 19-year-old is with a 17-year-old, and this is basically the same thing. I've seen that take a lot of the times. I've seen a lot of stuff, and I can understand. It's just so much I want to say about so many topics right now. I just want to focus on this for 1 second. This is crazy. This is not some slip of the tongue. This isn't even a momentary lapse in judgment because she openly said, hey, this is what I said. Don't really care. This is her worldview. That is someone who felt comfortable enough, entitled enough, unafraid enough to let those words exist in the world. Right? That's very important. Because the only excuse she has, for real, only reasoning she has is, well, maybe if I was famous back then, I'd know that I shouldn't have said it. But I wasn't famous, so I can say whatever I want to. That's literally what she said. I'm so confused. Adults are supposed to have internal guardrails, supposed to have a voice that says too far, right? That's how an adult's supposed to work. We are supposed to not react on our impulses. We are allowed to say, this is very not normal. I don't want to be accused of overreacting. I don't want to be accused of having some bad faith interpretation. This is insane. This is some insane thing. It's disgusting. It is the most disgusting thing ever. It's gross. Her immediately jumping to, well, you're twisting my words. See, I didn't mean it that way. I just found them cute. See, I found the children cute. That this is how everybody speaks in my family. Everybody in your family is weird. Don't really know a better way to say that. Your whole family's weird. Good on you for telling me your whole family. I don't know what to tell you. People think that it's gonna get smoothed over just because you say it's the hate crowd that did this to me. No, and the fact that she turned off comments, nobody can comment on that post, mind you. We're just quote retweeting it. It's crazy. Context doesn't disinfect this language. This is exactly what it is. Time does not retroactively make something less disturbing because it happened eons ago. Yes. Back in the day, everybody did 13-year-olds. Come on now. I was a 40-year-old guy. I saw this 13-year-old. I waited. That's what we did. That's crazy. You're a psychopath. There's no, you had to be there. You had to be there. That doesn't exist. It makes it worse. Because it shows how long this kind of thing and kind of thinking overall went unchallenged. How long it took to be examined, how long it went unexamined, how long it sat there publicly visible, publicly available, nobody saying anything, without anyone close to her saying, hey, maybe don't. Maybe don't. And I want to point this out, and I'm going to say this over and over again. I'm going to keep saying it, because the longevity is not evidence of the innocence, right? That's really important. It is evidence of comfort with your words, because wow, that was am I wrong? Was that not crazy? Everybody that defends this kind of activity, I know you have some skeletons in your closet. I'm quite aware of what you are. I don't want to talk to you. You are disgusting. You're gross. I know what I'm just aware of what you are. It's so many people saying, well, I know what it's like to be lambasted by the online mob. I get it. I know. I understand. I know this, right? I get it. Because I also made comments back in the day about this. Shut up. You disgust me. What's wrong with you? It's not okay. It's disgusting. This is unacceptable. And me saying that is not saying the same as this person is irredeemable, right? I'm still leaving room for the possibility that a person has grown, has learned, has changed. However, I don't assume growth. I never assume that someone's grown. Growth is not granted by a default thing. I know 60-year-old people that are wildly petty. I know 70-year-old people that are more childish than me. Growth is demonstrated. Growth does not begin with defensiveness, right? It does not begin with outrage at being questioned. It doesn't start with explanations about how we're all misunderstanding the entire complex. You don't understand the power of My Little Pony. See, this is actually the interpretation. You're not understanding Gundam. It's crazy. No, growth without acknowledgement doesn't exist. Growth begins with acknowledgement. There's no footnotes, no buts, no explanation. I feel like I should explain what it is. Man, let's keep it a bean. Let's keep it a stat, guys. I keep seeing people say this crazy. It's making me violent. I'm shaking a little bit because I keep hearing it. It pisses me off so much. Well, she's a black woman and you're trying to tear down black women, and you can't really tear down black women because this is important and black women are the underbelly of society. And no, if you're a person and you do something disgusting, you're gross. Full stop. Period. I don't care what. That's nasty, right? People hand wave weirdness around children until it crosses an obvious legal line, right? Because you only care about the legality of it. That's it. Morality only ever exists once a statute is violated. The only thing that ever matters is whether someone can be persecuted. That is such a insanely low bar. That bar is buried in the ground, man. Ethical behavior around children should be the highest bar we have. It should be the standard we hold without any apology. And you know what? And I'm gonna sound crazy when I say this, so please hear me out before you jump to conclusions. I think, and maybe I'm crazy for saying this, I think there is some difference between the ages of 4 and 17. Now, I know it sounds crazy to say that. I also think there's a difference between the age of 12 and 17. And I know that a lot of people are going to say, and I believe it's purity culture going in full effect nowadays, where people are saying, oh, it's 20-year-olds talking to a 17-year-old, and that's the same as a 20-year-old talking to a 12-year-old. I don't know about that. That feels a little bit crazy. Maybe I'm insane. Maybe I'm a little bit crazy. That feels a little bit nuts, right? But this is really different. This is a 23-year-old, full 23-year-old, talking about 4-year-olds. That's crazy. Now I'm just gonna sound crazy. Those two things should be different. I think 17 and 20, right, should be different than 4 and 23. Because I've seen people, the only reason I'm saying this is because I'm seeing people say, well, you got 17-year-olds that are guys that are dating 22-year-old women, you know what I mean? I feel as though that's a little bit different. Well, what about 17-year-old women dating 22-year-old guys? Still, I feel like that's a little different. Still weird. I'm not saying it's not weird, but I think it's a little different. I know someone's going to bring up the age of consent and not know what it means. I'm going to be very upfront with you about what the age of consent means, because most people don't know what the age of consent means. Age of consent means the age that you are legally able to agree to promiscuous activities. but not with an adult. If you are 18, you're with a 16-year-old, right? Unless you had a prior relationship, it is technically illegal. If you are 24 and you're with a 16-year-old, that is illegal because a minor cannot be with an adult. The age of consent simply means the age at which you are allowed to have intercourse. That's what it means, right? Not with an adult. Just means a 16-year-old and a 16-year-old can lay with each other. It means a 17-year-old and a 17-year-old can lay with each other. Like, what's the point of the age of consent then? Because you're not supposed to have 14-year-olds sleeping with each other. That's the whole thing. It's illegal for a 14-year-old and 14-year-old to sleep with each other if the age of consent is not 14. That's the law. That's what it is. I don't know why people don't know that. I had to bring this up because it's very important to me to talk about these things. So I want to talk about it. So it's very important. If she has grown as a human, if she has become someone different from the person who wrote those words, that is genuinely something to hope for. That's great. Growth is always better than all the stagnation. I enjoy change. Hope does not require denial, though. Hope does not require pretending the past didn't happen. Growth does not erase the past. Contextualize the past through accountability, through reflection, through changed behavior that becomes visible over time. That's what's happening, right? Is that not important? That's very important. And until that work is visible, until that growth is demonstrated, people are not obligated to soften their response. Because, you know what's crazy? I want to talk about the last statement she said. We should stop R-wording women. I agree. 100%. I want to put that statement back up on the screen for a second. Last thing she said right here. Stop with women. She was talking about little boys. How does she feel about stopping after little boys, man? Like, is that important? Are men just not important at all? Oh, is it men in society? Shut up. Listen, this is very important. We gotta start taking men seriously because I've been assaulted many times in my life and nobody cared to take it seriously. And I'm very, very upset about it. And nobody cared. And I can't do anything. Got assaulted by my teacher. Got assaulted by a friend. So many times I've been taken advantage of, man. And I can't let this slide. I just can't let this slide. The wording is very specific. The wording is very specific. It's very intentional. It's telling. It's very telling. And I hate that. I really do. I'm not here to cancel anybody. I'm not here to persecute anybody. I'm not here to go outrage and be angry at everybody. I just want to talk about standards, man. Standards exist for a reason, right? They're the lines we draw to say this far and no further. Adults talking about children should never sound like this, should never feel like this, should never leave this taste in the mouth, and should never be defended this hard with this much energy, with this many words, right? You can want people to improve while still being honest that what was said was disrespectfully gross. It was uncomfortable. Something no one is wrong for, right, is condemning outright, right? You can hope for growth while still saying that this was not okay. It is okay to be upset about it. You can hold both. You must hold both things in your hand. This is very important. It's very important. Gross as hell. Nastiest thing I've seen in quite some time. I don't like that. I really don't. Bye.
I'm your Nick at night, be my Laurel, happy to try what you need. Your world, I love to live in it. I love the ride when you're free.